Part 9. Fantasy, I am the big boss behind the scenes. Author, Guanyun Taoist. Chapter 81. All the saints had their own concerns, and soon arrived at the entrance of the Demon Emperor's palace and left the Demon Emperor's palace. In Wanyeo Ridge, there are continuous mountains and towering ancient trees. However, outside the Demon Emperor's palace, there were powerful auras coming and going. After Wei Daoshu and other saints entered the Demon Emperor's palace, 9 ancient saints were shocked by the aura of the Demon Emperor's palace and rushed to the Demon Emperor's palace. 9 ancient saints. Among them are 7 ancient kings and 2 demon saints. The second batch of ancient saints gathered here, and when they were about to enter the Demon Emperor's palace, the first batch of saints who entered the Demon Emperor's palace happened to walk out of the palace door and appeared in front of everyone. Come out, what exactly was found in the ancient palace? The saints outside the hall quickly asked. In the ancient palace, there are fragmented imperial divine weapons. Go and invite the ancient royal family to come, hold the extremely divine imperial weapons, enter the Demon Emperor's palace, and capture the imperial weapons. An ancient king who walked out of the Demon Emperor's palace roared, and briefly described what he saw and heard in the Demon Emperor's palace, completely ignoring the ugly faces of the demon saints. The value of the ultimate divine weapon is really amazing. Even if it is a shattered G-Dao divine weapon, and it is worth the great price paid by the ancient clan. Because even if we don't mention the divine weapon itself, just the G-Dao immortal materials needed to cast this divine weapon are priceless treasures. That's too much. This place is the place where our demon clan's peerless demon emperor pays homage to the ancient weapons. How dare you covet the demon emperor's divine weapons? The golden god bull shouted angrily. The demon emperor of the generation gathered his remnant soldiers and placed them in the demon emperor's palace as a memorial. If the Taku clan is really allowed to do so, they will invite the G-Dao emperor's soldiers to enter the demon emperor's palace and take away the demon emperor. Divine weapon, where do you want to put the face of these descendants? Go to the Nanling territory, report what happened here to the demon court, and invite the imperial soldiers to come and put an end to everything. The golden sacred cow roared. In the ancient times, the demon clan also had the existence of the Jida, and there were also the Jida imperial soldiers guarding it. However, the core territory of the demon clan is in the Nanling region, and the demon court and the Jida imperial soldiers are also in the south. The ridge territory is not in the eastern wilderness territory. Oh, by the time your demon clan invites the imperial troops, everything will have already been done. An ancient king sneered, completely unafraid. The demon clan's extremely powerful imperial soldiers guarded the Nanling region and could not be used easily. If the demon saint from the eastern wilderness region goes to Nanling and invites the demon clan's imperial soldiers, I am afraid that this demon clan will the fragments of the imperial soldiers in the palace have long fallen into the hands of the ancient clan. By then, what if the demon clan has the imperial soldiers in their hands? Is it possible that they dare to threaten the ancient tribes and hand over the fragments of the imperial weapons? What a joke! The ancient tribes there are also G-Dao imperial soldiers, and there are more than one. I have informed the royal family that the ancient royal family will arrive soon with royal soldiers. An ancient king said coldly. It's not a good place to stay here for a long time, it's better to leave as soon as possible. Wei Daoshu looked at Duan Yun's Hung, who was still standing there, looking like he was watching a good show, and couldn't help frowning. He was already ready to leave. In order to compete for the Demon Emperor's relics, a bloody battle may break out between the Taku clan and the Demon clan, and there may even be the Emperor's soldiers are coming. This place is not a place to stay for a long time. The ancient clan and the Demon clan are fighting. How can you miss such a wonderful show? Duan Yun's Hung was still a little unwilling. He always felt that the small tomb under his feet contained a shocking secret. However, after thinking about it, he decided to take advantage of the tense situation between the ancient clan and the demon clan to defend the way with the human saint. Shu left together. This place is indeed too dangerous, and there may even be Imperial soldiers arriving later. If a battle between the Imperial soldiers really breaks out, 10,000 Demon Ridge will be wiped out and cease to exist. However, just when Duan Yun's Hung is preparing to fight with Wei Daoshu when leaving, a supreme pressure suddenly rose in the sky. An eternal and bright golden stream of light cut through the sky, arrived at the sky above Wanyeo Ridge, and resounded there. It was a golden mace, divine light. Shining, swallowing fairy light, and trembling, there is an aura that destroys the 3 realms and 6 realms. It is strong, domineering, and terrifying. The golden weapon of the Jideo Emperor. Looking at the Jideo Imperial soldier in the sky, which was like a bright sun, emitting infinite light and heat, Wei Daoshu's pupils shrank. He didn't expect that so quickly, the Jideo Imperial soldier from the ancient royal family arrived. Good. The Imperial soldiers are coming, destroying everything here, and seizing the treasure in the Demon Emperor's palace. Many ancient kings are overjoyed. The arrival of Imperial soldiers is enough to wipe out everything. The threat of the Demon clan is not a concern at all. You dare kill us and snatch the relics of our Demon King. Our Demon clan, the Demon Court of the Nanling region, will definitely come with the ultimate divine weapons to demand justice from your ancient tribes. The Golden God Bull roared, and stood apart with several other demon saints. Now that the ancient royal soldiers have arrived, everything is irreversible. If the ancient clan really wants to attack them, even if they are demon saints, they can only flee. However, if you are lucky enough to escape, you must report everything that happened here to the demon court and find the ancient clan involved in the matter to settle the matter. When the demon tribe retreats, the human race will perish. In the sky, a figure with dazzling golden light spoke with an indifferent voice. He is the bloodline of the ancient Golden Emperor, a strong man from the ancient royal family who secretly urged the Golden Mace to come. However, this strong man seemed to have his own thoughts, and we are not planning to attack the demon clan from the beginning, but we want to attack Wei Daoshu and Duan Yun's Hung first to scare the monkeys and frighten the demon clan. After all, there are still Jideo Imperial soldiers in the hands of the demon clan. But the human race is different. A Wushi bell appeared some time ago, but the Supreme Dao Emperor armament was not under the control of the human race at all. In this way, he would have no worries when taking action with the Imperial armament. Boom! The golden mace trembled, the void exploded, and the god inside seemed to be resurrected. A terrifying aura emitted, and eternal chaos flowed with it. A bright golden stream of light cut through the void and cut through eternity, and instantly landed in front of Wei Daoshu and Duan Yun's Hung. The ancient emperor's soldiers struck. This is a sure blow. The strong man who secretly mobilized the imperial soldiers was also a saint-level being. Beings like these mobilized the imperial soldiers to launch attacks that contained a trace of the power of the extreme. It was simply not something that a saint of the same realm could withstand. Wei Daoshu's body froze, with a look of despair on his face. How to block the attack from the imperial soldiers? He can't even escape from here. Duan Yun's Hung, who was also enveloped by the golden mace's blow, was muttering words and praying. Supreme Demon Emperor, there are remnants of the ancient clan using imperial soldiers here to challenge your majesty. Please revive and punish them. Duan Yun's Hung prayed. He can only hope that his guess is correct, otherwise he will die here today. The bright golden light cuts through eternity, like the beginning of the world, and the pressure contained in it is despairing. However, just when this golden divine light was about to come and destroy everything, the small tomb under Duan Yunzhen's feet suddenly bloomed with immeasurable divine light. To be precise, the divine light did not come from the tomb. It came from the bouquet of withered wildflowers in front of the tomb. Swish! The withered wildflowers glowed with brilliant light. A figure in white suddenly appeared, looking at the small tomb, his eyes full of memories and regrets. I'm back again, This familiar land is just a land of changes, and I will never see you again. The figure in white sighed, feeling an indescribable sadness and loneliness. He just stood there quietly, but as soon as he appeared, he became the center of the entire world. And the attack made by the golden mace didn't even approaching the white-clothed figure, it disappeared in mid-air. Plop! The ancient king and the demon saint felt a majestic power from this white-clothed figure that shocked the world forever. Their knees trembled, unable to control themselves at all, and they knelt down towards this white-clothed figure. Demon King. The voice of an ancient king trembled, and he looked at the figure in white with shock. He had seen this white-clothed figure before when he entered the demon emperor's palace. It's the Demon King. After a lapse of millions of years, the Demon King unexpectedly revived, and after millions of years passed, he came to this world. Fantasy, I am the big boss behind the scenes. Author, Guanyun Taoist. Chapter 82. The vast sea turns into dust, and great times change. It's just that you are no longer in this world. I'm back. Is there still a trace of my obsession with you that hasn't gone away? The Demon King whispered, his white clothes spread out, his grace was unparalleled, but his eyes showed the vicissitudes of eternity, a glance of millions of years. He just stood there quietly, but there was an invincible aura that could reverse the chaos of the 9 heavens and attack the 9 netherworlds. It radiated out and spread all over the world. It even caused the creatures in the entire eastern wasteland to feel it. All the demon clans in the 10,000 Demon Ridge had already knelt down and kowtowed to the place where the Demon Emperor was. There was another one. The extreme existence has arrived. Who is it? At this moment, there are countless doubtful eyes in the eastern wasteland, cast in the direction of 10,000 Demon Ridge. The aura is really terrifying, so unique and impressive. Only those who are in the extreme realm can communicate with the heaven and earth, exude such a terrifying aura, and be known to the creatures in the entire eastern wasteland. You received shocking points at 25,445 from Gu Wuchen. You received shock points at 24,561 from the Golden God Cow. You received shocking points at 21,344 from Tianluan. You receive from. At this moment, the Demon Emperor appeared, and Qin Mu's shock points were also rising crazily. The Demon King appeared, and his mighty energy shocked the entire eastern wasteland. All creatures in the eastern wasteland were trembling. The shock points provided to Qin Mu were naturally massive. The Demon King stood quietly in front of the small tomb, with the withered wildflower lying across his palm. He didn't say a word for a long time, just looking at the small tomb in front of him, as if he was reminiscing and missing something. But even so, many of the ancient kings and demon saints around them could only kneel on the ground one by one, not daring to move at all. In fact, even the royal creature in the sky who activated the golden mace seemed to be frozen at this time, and his body stood there stiffly, unable to move. The golden mace that originally looked down on the sky and the earth with boundless domineering power was now trembling in the direction where the Demon King was standing. That way, it was like kowtowing to the Demon King to apologize, which was shocking. But thinking about it, this situation is not incomprehensible. Although the ultimate divine weapon is powerful, its status is transcendent. But after all, it was forged by the Supreme Being at the pinnacle of the extreme realm. In front of all sentient beings, it may be possible to maintain a detached state. But how could it be so in front of one's own caster? The world was silent, and the Demon King paid his respects silently. All the saints present could feel his thoughts, and their eyes towards the tomb became different. In this tomb, there must be existences closely related to the Demon Emperor buried, which is of great significance to the Demon Emperor. I once promised that when I become emperor, I will cast all the glory of the world on you, but unfortunately, you will never see me again. The Demon Emperor was silent, and there was a glimmer of light in the corner of his eyes. Scenes moved with his mood, displayed in front of him, and were seen by everyone present. In that scene, the demon emperor was dressed in white, Sheng Shui, very young, but he is still extraordinary. He is saying goodbye to a girl. In the picture, the girl has picturesque features. The young demon emperor picked a bouquet of wildflowers and placed it in the palm of the girl. Wait for me. When I return as emperor, I will cast all the glory of the world on you. The demon king promised the girl with tears in his eyes, and then rushed out of the territory without looking back, embarking on the imperial path. His eyes were like the stars, and his clothes were as white as snow. In a world where the arrogance of heaven appeared, he was fighting for the imperial path. Moving forward. He was born as a mortal, but he had great ambitions and was unwilling to give in to fate. And in the process, he never forgot the girl and his promise. In the end, he succeeded. He cut off all kinds of physiques and traveled all kinds of avenues. The emperor's blood burned the starry sky, and the demon name moved the 9 heavens. He came back, accomplished and famous, and brought the glory of the entire universe. He wanted to find the girl and fulfill his promise, but everything it's too late. The beautiful lady has passed away. She died as early as 500 years ago. Only a small tomb is left, and there is a bunch of withered wildflowers in front of the tomb. Everyone is silent, and then feeling the demon emperor's thoughts, crystal tears appeared in his eyes. No one had thought that the demon emperor would have such an unspeakable past. Although I have tasted all the splendid things in the world, I can't hide the sadness of my life. Looking back, you are no longer there. Do you know how much I want to borrow another 500 years from God? At this moment, the aura of the demon emperor changed. It was no longer lonely and gentle. The aura of the great emperor swept across the world. The void shattered and chaos surged, as if the world was about to be created. At this moment, the royal figure in the sky secretly activated the golden mace. A strong man, a boundless crisis suddenly arises in his heart. Demon King Rao. He yelled in fear, but before he could finish his words, an invisible imperial wave passed by, turning his body into fly ash and dissipating between heaven and earth. As for the golden mace, not only did it not make any move, it actually flew to the demon emperor and trembled continuously, as if to apologize to the demon emperor and ask the demon emperor to calm down. It's a good imperial weapon, but unfortunately, it's still a bit lacking. The demon emperor held the golden mace in his hand, commented, and then threw it out. After the demon emperor threw it out, the golden mace did not dare to stop at all. It turned into a golden stream of light and disappeared into the horizon in an instant. And went away without looking back. I can sweep across 9 heavens and 10 earths, reverse the reincarnation of heaven and earth, and create an ageless appearance for you, but I cannot keep a trace of your soul. The demon emperor raised his palm, and the small solitary grave in front of him trembled. Finally, a silhouette of a beautiful girl appeared, and she was held in the demon emperor's arms. Today, I, Shui King, will fight on the path of immortality again, not for immortality or becoming an immortal, but for ye. Come on. The demon emperor roared angrily, and the entire demon emperor's palace was glowing. In the end, 5 streams of light cut through the sky and the earth, and appeared above his head. They trembled violently, and were combined together again. They were brilliant and immortal. They were broken. The demon emperor's ruler, which was broken into 5 pieces, unexpectedly revived again, reassembled, and appeared above the demon emperor's head, ready to fight with the demon emperor to become an immortal again. At this moment, the demon emperor's white clothes were peerless, and his grace was unparalleled. He had half a demon handle on his head. Huang Qi, holding a wisp of the soul of the former girl in his arms, ascends to the sky, and wants to fight to become an immortal again. At this moment, the unparalleled aura belonging to the demon emperor exudes without reservation. Thousands of creatures in the eastern wasteland, they all looked up to the sky, looking at that majestic and peerless figure in white. They were inexplicably shocked and so excited that they couldn't help themselves. A generation of demon kings returned from 1,000,000 years ago, with an unyielding will to fight to become immortals again. At this moment, the 9 heavens trembled, as if they were angry, and streams of world-destroying immortal light descended from the sky, bombarding the demon king. Boom! Half of the demon emperor's ruler revived, shattering the sky and the earth, killing gods and immortals. It went up against the sky and shattered the eternal starry sky, reappearing the supreme power of the past. And the peerless demon emperor, wearing hunting clothes, stands under the eternal sky, moves with the demon emperor's feet, breaks through the chaos, shakes the world-destroying fairy lights that fall from the 9 heavens, and ascends to the sky. The beauty sighs, the hero is old, the world is thousands of years old, and the path to immortality is hard to come by. Chaos is surging, and vast fairy light is surging. At this moment, the peerless demon king takes action and fights on the road to immortality again 1,000,000 years later. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I am the big boss behind the scenes. Author, Guanyun Taoist. Chapter 83. Above the 9 heavens, the aura is vast, the immortal light destroys the world, and even the eternal blue sky is shattered, and nothing exists anymore. The rays of immortal light, each containing the power to destroy the heaven and the earth, made the ancient saints frightened and trembled with fear. Any tiniest ray of fairy light can instantly destroy all the saints present. This is the gap between the existence of the Yakuza and the non-Judeo. It is like an ant looking up at a dragon. The gap is so huge that it makes people despair. Groan. Above the 9 heavens, dragon roars shook the sky, and billions of immortal lights bloomed. The demon king's figure disappeared, replaced by a silver giant dragon, spanning the 9 heavens. The dragon body is majestic, stretching for thousands of miles, the majestic dragon head is raised high, the huge dragon horns are flowing and crystal clear, the scales are clear and brilliant, and the sound of the dragon's roar shakes the sky. The breath of the ancient emperor emanated from the body of this giant dragon, shaking the sky for eternity. All the creatures in the eastern wasteland knelt down and kowtowed to this giant dragon. This is a kind of suppression at the life level, a kind of throbbing in the soul, which is simply difficult to resist. It's the demon king, he has revealed his true form. The golden god cow's voice trembled, and his eyes widened. In the demon emperor's palace, he had seen it in the forest of hundreds of monuments that recorded the demon emperor's life. The demon emperor was amazingly talented and beautiful. He was originally a snow rabbit, but keep moving forward, cut off the mortal blood, and finally leap into a dragon, ascend to the extreme realm, and transform into a dragon. On the road to becoming an immortal, a generation of peerless demon king appears in his true form, and is about to fight for the last time. The silver true dragon raises its head and rushes in the 9 heavens, the whole body is emitting silver light, the king is supreme, and the emperor's power dominates the past and the present. It is hard to imagine that this was just a wisp of immortal obsession of the demon king millions of years ago. Because that silver dragon is really too powerful. It's real, the scales all over the body are crystal white and radiant, the vitality is like the sea, the blood is overwhelming, and the imperial power is so vast that it makes all living beings tremble. The real dragon roars and fights in the 9 heavens. Endless fairy lights erupt there, stabbing. It was almost impossible to open your eyes. In the end, everyone seemed to see that a passage filled with rays of light was blasted open, and the giant dragon transformed by the demon king rushed into that passage with its head raised and its tail swaying. In the passage slowly disappeared, the cracks in the void between heaven and earth slowly closed, everything came to an end, the rays of light faded away, the figure of the peerless demon emperor had disappeared above the 9 heavens, leaving only the faint sound of the dragon's roar. Shocking all directions. In the nine heavens, a wild flower that was originally dry became rejuvenated, crystal clear and bright, and there were even a few dewdrops hanging on the petals. The wind blew, and the petals fell, fluttering in the wind, and turned into light rain. Disappeared between heaven and earth. Did the demon emperor succeed? The saints looked up at the sky, with extremely complicated emotions. He broke into the road to becoming an immortal, but the scene behind him was invisible. No one knew whether the demon emperor was really. They walked through the immortal road and entered the immortal realm. Most of the creatures hope that the demon emperor will succeed, but they know in their hearts that this is just a beautiful hope. The real demon emperor may have existed as early as 1,000,000 years ago. It has passed away before, and what has returned is just a wisp of immortal obsession. When fighting with your true love on the road to immortality, this wisp of obsession with the demon king should also dissipate with the wind. I respectfully send off the peerless demon emperor to fight on the path of immortality, and his name will be immortal. The golden god bull roared, leading the other demon clans to kowtow to the nine heavens and send the demon emperor away respectfully. However, all the spirits in the eastern wasteland were still immersed in the shock of the demon emperor appearing and conquering the immortal road. At that time, in the depths of the eastern wilderness territory, the ancient barbaric wilderness, a taboo place that even the ancient tribes did not dare to set foot in. This is an endless black mountain, and every mountain can be called the king of the mountain. The emperor of you. The ancient mountain is majestic, towering, and endless, shrouded in layers of mist, and mysterious. But at this moment, in this mysterious and endless black ancient mountain, a pupil light shines, tearing the heaven and earth apart, penetrating millions here, looking at the demon emperor appearing in this world and conquering the land of immortal road. It is difficult to describe what kind of eyes this is. It seems that it has spanned tens of millions of years and has come to this world. There is an indescribable vicissitude and antiquity. The eyes appear, everything seems to be sensing it, and unimaginable visions appear. Wherever you look, ghosts cry and gods howl, and the heaven and earth tremble. One moment, fairy flowers bloom in the world, and another moment, blood rain pours down, and blood light and fairy flowers dance together. Weird to the extreme. At this moment, all the creatures in the eastern wasteland seemed to feel it, and their hearts trembled, as if they were glanced at by a supreme god, and there was a kind of fear originating from the depths of their hearts. His eyes were deep, like a king. The sea of yang stars is condensed, and among them are the terrifying scenes of the disillusionment of the stars, the collapse of the heavens, the creation of the world, and the withering and prosperity of all things. The eyes are throbbing and the hair is standing on end, as if facing the founder of an era. Even his soul was trembling. Even an ancient king who was the king of the earth felt cold all over when he was swept by this gaze. His body seemed to be frozen by 10,000 years of mysterious ice, and he was completely unable to move. This way the gaze appeared for a very short time and disappeared in just an instant, but the shock it brought to the world was unimaginable. A gaze penetrated through eternity, like a supreme being was born, and thousands of people screamed, and many races wanted to pay tribute to them. Surrender. Where does this gaze come from? Is there such a powerful and terrifying existence in this world? Did you receive from? The shock points are at 999,999. In front of the demon emperor's palace, Qin Mu looked at a message that suddenly popped up on the system panel. He raised his eyebrows slightly and looked in the direction where the previous gaze came from, his eyes slightly solemn. Just one creature actually provided him with nearly 1,000,000 shock points. Sure enough, my guess was not wrong. In this world, there really is an ancient supreme being. Qin Mu breathed a sigh of relief. This time, he used the appearance of the demon emperor as a chess game, and he really caught a big fish. With the terrifying level of that look just now, its owner is definitely superior to the quasi-emperor. Exist. Some former extreme masters were unwilling to perish in order to become immortals. For this reason, they did not hesitate to kill themselves, fell from the extreme realm, and sealed themselves in the source of the gods to delay the passage of life in order to survive in the world. Living forever, waiting for eternity, just for an opportunity to become an immortal. And these extremely strong men who have killed themselves have a unified name, that is the Ancient Supreme. Just now, the Demon King appeared and attacked the immortal Lu. That earth-shattering aura must have alerted such a being to cast his gaze over. In this way, Qin Mu was given nearly 1 million shock points just now. Fantasy, I am the big boss behind the scenes. Author, Guanyun Taoist. Chapter 84. The earth-shattering fluctuations disappeared, and silence returned to the world. But the Demon King, who was suspected of being on the road to becoming an immortal, and the gaze from the forbidden place in the Eastern Barren Territory, shocked the creatures in the Eastern Barren Territory. The fragments of the Imperial soldiers have been taken away by the Demon King, and there is no point in staying here anymore. In 10,000 Demons Ridge, an ancient king looked at the Demon Emperor's palace still floating in the void and said, "Before." The ancient kings of various clans gathered together, and even strong men from the royal family came with the emperor's soldiers in order to fight for this. The fragments of the demon emperor's ruler in the demon emperor's palace. But now, half of the demon emperor's ruler has followed the demon emperor on the road to immortality. There is no luck or opportunity here, so there is no point in staying here anymore. What about the Taoist priest? Hateful. The ancient king of the Yu clan only recovered from the shock at this time, but when he looked for traces of Duan Yun's hung again, he found that he had already left this place and disappeared without a trace. He stole the bones of our clan's royal ancestors and still wants to run away. The ancient king of the Yu clan looked gloomy, and once again stirred up the laws of heaven and earth. He chased in a certain direction. The other ancient kings of the other clans looked at each other one after another, and they all set off and left 10,000 Demon Ridge. All the ancient clans, I will definitely report today's events to the Demon Court and clear things up with you. The Golden God Bull looked at the direction in which the ancient kings were leaving, with a ray of anger rising in his huge eyes. Even if the ancient tribes did not succeed in the end and snatched the fragments of the Demon Emperor's ruler, what happened today has already caused the Demon tribe to fall. Face, we must not let it go. Although the overall strength of the monster clan is not as good as that of the ancient 10,000 clan. After all, the ancient 10,000 clans are not monolithic. There are also many factions among them. With the power of the monster clan, it is impossible to deal with some of the ancient races. It's not a difficult thing. Boom. Just as the demon saints were planning in their hearts, the demon emperor's palace trembled in the void and turned into a stream of light, rushing into the boundless earth and flying into the distance. Facing this scene, the demon saints just stood quietly and did not stop it. In the demon emperor's palace, there is no good fortune left by the demon emperor. Naturally, there is no need to stop the ancient palace from flying away. Everything is over, all the demon saints have left, and the depths of 10,000 Demons Ridge have returned to silence. At this time, Qin Mu's figure slowly appeared. The monster clan has already had a grudge against the ancient clan. Next, I am afraid that it will be able to share some of the attention and pressure from the human clan in the eastern wasteland. Moreover, this incident in the secret realm of the Demon Emperor's palace has confirmed that the ancient supreme being actually existed, which is also a big gain. Qin Mu whispered to himself. During this period of time, he has been arranging various secret realms and manifesting many traces of the strongest humans. This has also resulted in the entire eastern wasteland during this period, whether it is the ancient tribes or the demon tribe. The eyes basically stay on the human race. For the human race, which is still weak and still needs to grow up, this is not a good thing. But now, the secret realm of the Demon Emperor's palace has emerged, and the eyes and attention of the ancient clans and the demon clan are all being led away and placed on each other's bodies. For the human race in the eastern wasteland, this is definitely good news, which can give them breathing space and opportunities to grow. Moreover, At the last moment, there is a creature suspected of being the ancient supreme being. Appearing, a distant glance here confirmed Qin Mu's previous guess. In this world, there are still a group of powerful combat forces lurking. They usually hide in the restricted area, silently waiting for the so-called opportunity to become immortals. But these ancient supreme beings themselves are the most dangerous factors in the world. Because in order to survive, they have to kill hundreds of millions of living beings every once in a while, using the vitality of hundreds of millions of living beings to make up for their own declining blood and life, and extend your own life. If such a being is really born, it will feed on all spirits to extend its own life. The human race is huge in number and will definitely bear the brunt and will suffer unimaginable disasters. It seems that the frequency of setting up secret realms will be accelerated in the future, and I will also need to accumulate more shock points to cope with the turmoil and disaster that may occur next. Qin Mu said thoughtfully. Now, he has arranged various secret realms to easily kill saints. However, if there is an ancient supreme level existence, the secret realms Qin Mu previously arranged may not be enough to see. If you have the power to suppress these ancient supreme beings, you must accumulate more shock points to create a more powerful secret realm. By the way, I have been watching the show before, and I haven't bothered to watch the harvest of this secret realm. Qin Mu chuckled, as if he remembered something, and quickly called up the system panel to check the shock points he had at the moment. When he saw the numbers on the system panel, even with Qin Mu's determination, he couldn't help but be startled. Current shock points. The shock points he currently has have reached 13 million. Before, Qin Mu spent more than 5 million shock points in setting up the Demon King's secret realm and improving his strength. The remaining shock points are only 3 million. And now, this secret realm of the Demon Emperor's palace directly provides Qin Mu with 10 million shock points. System, how many shock points are needed to upgrade my cultivation to the level of a great sage? Qin Mu asked. Based on the host's current cultivation level, it requires 3 million shock points to be promoted to the realm of the great sage. 3 million? Promote. Qin Mu just thought for a moment before making a decision to upgrade his cultivation to the level of a great sage. The shock points passed crazily, and Qin Mu's realm also improved accordingly. The King's realm, the Saint's realm, the Saint's King's realm. Great Sage realm. Qin Mu's strength continues to grow, and after a few breaths, he has the strength of the Great Sage realm. Host, Qin Mu. Realm, Great Sage. Cultivation technique, Ancient Suzaku 4 strikes, Ju Tian escape the shadowless scripture of the earth, part, Mountain Turning Seal, Sun Moon Seal, Human King Seal. Secret techniques, Dozi I Mi, Immortal King Lin Jushan, Stars Shining to the Nine Heavens, Dozi I Mi, Kunpeng Secret Technique, Immortalized to construct a secret realm Kowloon Coffin Laying Secret Realm The Secret Realm of Inheritance of the Ruthless Emperor The Secret Realm of the Ancient Bronze Palace Secret Realm of Holy Body Inheritance The Secret of the Sacred Mountain The Secret Realm of the Demon Emperor's Palace. The Great Holy Realm, its strength is extremely terrifying. Even though there are ancient kings in all the ancient tribes, most of them are ordinary saints. Even saint kings are rare, let alone great saints. At this moment, Qin Mu's strength was truly at the top of the vast eastern wasteland. The great sage's cultivation is enough to dominate the world. At this moment, Qin Mu's white clothes were fluttering, and there was an inexplicable Taoist charm flowing around his body. Powerful and majestic divine energy flows in his body. At this moment, Qin Mu had an illusion that with one full blow, he could even chop down the stars outside the territory. This is not false, but a true divine power. Once you have reached the realm of a saint, every step forward is extremely difficult. Of course, the improvement in combat power is also very significant. But now, Qin Mu's strength has crossed several levels one after another, and his combat power is naturally extremely powerful. Although it cost 3 million shock points to improve his strength this time, Qin Mu didn't feel distressed at all. If you run out of shock points, you can earn them again. Although he is hidden behind the scenes and is rarely in danger, this does not mean that his own strength is unimportant. Be prepared for danger in times of peace and be prepared for a rainy day. Even though he is very safe now, he still has to improve his strength to a point where he can cope with all kinds of changes and dangers, so that everything is under control. Fantasy, I am the big boss behind the scenes. Author, Guanyun Taoist. Chapter 85. Just as Qin Mu expected, the appearance of the Demon Emperor's palace caused a shock in the eastern wasteland, and the eyes and attention gathered on the human race of the eastern wasteland became much less. The demon clan in the eastern wasteland is at war with all the ancient clans. This undoubtedly bought the human race a rare breathing time to further develop. After raising his strength to the realm of the great sage, Qin Mu set out again, heading towards the vast eastern wasteland. In these days, Qin Mu successively set up several secret realms, confirming that the human race once had an ancient emperor. Although it failed to bring any significant improvement in strength to the human race in the eastern wasteland, it still had an immeasurable effect. First of all, many monks in the human race seem to have a backbone, a direction to move forward, and are no longer confused. The existence of the ancient emperor made many human monks become more determined in their cultivation and saw hope. Especially the young geniuses of the human race are particularly excited. Before, the human race was living a difficult life, and most of the human monks in the eastern wasteland were confused and fearful. They were once depressed because the overall strength of the human race was weak, and they didn't even know where the future of the human race was. But now, after confirming the existence of the ancient emperor, the human monks seem to have regained the motivation to move forward. Since our human race once had an ancient emperor come to the dust, it is enough to prove that the human race is not lacking in talent. As long as we practice hard and move forward firmly, it is not impossible for the human race to reach the ultimate realm. Although this change is not reflected in strength, the change in belief is more valuable than the improvement in strength. Qin Mu walked around the eastern wasteland and found that many human cities had begun to build temples for the Dachan holy body and the Wuxi emperor, and human beings were worshipping and praying day and night. The situation of the human race in the eastern barren territory has changed from its previous depressed appearance, and has become prosperous and full of hope. The previously arranged secret realm has proven the existence of the ancient emperor to all sentient beings. What I want to do now is to truly connect the great human emperor of millions of years ago with the human race of later generations. He will not only be worshipped and worshipped in the temple, but will exist in the human world in another form. Let mankind see real hope. Qin Mu said to himself. These days, he has been walking in the eastern wasteland, not without purpose, but has been silently observing and selecting, preparing for his next arrangement. Although the ancient emperor was strong, after all, there has been a million years between now and now. Although it has brought hope to the human race, after all, there are millions of years apart, and the effect it can have is limited. Qin Mu is wondering whether he can shape a few people in the human world next. The true inheritance of the emperor? If the blood of the ancient emperor millions of years ago could be passed down and still alive in this world, it would definitely be an unparalleled excitement for the human race. All races in the ancient times have royal bloodline. The human race, how could it not be? So these days, Qin Mu has been searching and selecting in the eastern wasteland, hoping to find a human race with such bloodline potential to shape the true inheritance of the great emperor. In the end, living up to his expectations, he really found it was done, and he was beyond his expectation. It was a perfect fit with what he had in mind. It was a border town at the border between the human race and the ancient races, with a radius of nearly 100,000 miles. Logically speaking, something like this would in the place where the ancient tribes meet. The living conditions of the human race are generally very bad. They have to face harassment from the ancient tribes all the time, which is miserable. But this place is different. Within the human race, there is peace and harmony, and even the mortals who are not good at spiritual practice, they can all live peacefully without having to worry about being harassed. And all this is due to the largest clan here, the G clan. The G clan, an ancient bloodline, has been passed down and reproduced here for unknown generations. The G clan bloodline, born with bloodline that is beyond ordinary people, can resonate with the void, and feel the mysterious and extraordinary power of the void. And it is precisely because of this magical power of bloodline that the G clan monks have extraordinary strength, and they are even more powerful within the clan. There are many people who come out in large numbers. What is even more commendable is that the monks of this tribe have always taken protecting the human race as their own responsibility. In order to protect the mortal life of the human race, they even dared to fight with the ancient clan. Of course, bloodshed was inevitable during this period. I don't know how many monks of the G clan died in the battle with the ancient creatures. During the battle. But they never regretted it, and always insisted on guarding the border of mankind, preventing ancient creatures from entering the human border. And it is precisely because of the bloodshed and sacrifice of generations of G clan monks that this place has become the human race is protected from the attacks of ancient creatures and lives so peacefully. The G clan, among the human races living here, has an extremely lofty status, which is far beyond the comparison of other human clans. Internally, they do not bully their fellow clansmen. Externally, they use their blood and lives to resist the invasion of many ancient creatures. Even so, this clan has never boasted of their achievements, but only silently guarded the borders of the human race here, very low-key. Qin Mu silently guarded the borders of the G clan. I have been exploring the traditional human territory for several days. I found that the living environment of the human beings here is almost like being in paradise compared to the human beings in other border areas of the eastern wilderness. And the human beings here are almost in every family. The longevity tablet of the G clan is enshrined. This is the affirmation and reverence of many human beings for the dedication and sacrifice made by the G clan. It cannot be faked at all. With the power of the void bloodline and his heart devoted to the human race, passing on that person's bloodline to you will not be considered as a disgrace to his reputation. After several days of investigation at this moment, Qin Mu finally made a decision. It's time to start setting up the next secret realm, and some of the clues previously arranged should be useful. Qin Mu chuckled, and with a flash of his body, he had arrived in the secret space. This time, he wanted to shape the bloodline inheritance of the former supreme human emperor and reproduce the glory of his bloodline. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I am the big boss behind the scenes. Author, Guanyun Taoist. Chapter 86. In the Secret Space. This time, the secret realm should still be set up as an open one. The radiation range should not be limited to the eastern wasteland region, but other regions should also be involved. Qin Mu rubbed his chin and thought. The design of the secret realm this time, in Qin Mu's conception, will cost a huge amount of shock points. Therefore, harvesting shock points from the eastern wasteland alone may not be enough. If it can alarm other domains, the shock points gained this time will undoubtedly usher in an explosive growth. Exchange for a phoenix blood red gold fragment. Exchange for a ray of supreme blood. Exchange for one. In the secret space, Qin Mu's mind moved at will, and various objects appeared from nothingness. In the end, the entire secret space was filled with the aura of the ancient emperor, and it was terrifying. Previously, the secret realm of the demon emperor's palace came to an end, providing Qin Mu with tens of millions of shock points. During this period, many human beings worshipped in the secret realm of the sacred mountain, and they successively provided him with millions of shock points. And now, in order to arrange the secret realm, Qin Mu's shock points are flowing crazily, and soon fell below the 10 million mark, and are continuing to fall at an extremely fast speed. Finally, after the construction of this secret realm was completed, all the shock points Jinmu had now were almost exhausted. In order to decorate this secret realm this time, I have devoted all my efforts and used all the shock points. Please don't let me down, Jinmu said to himself. However, even though he said this, Jinmu was still very confident. The secret realm built with so many shock points will definitely cause an unprecedented sensation in the 5 major regions when it comes to the world. In the eastern wasteland, in a small human town, Yunruoxi breathed out softly. I had just killed the group of ancient creatures that were chasing me. I expected that the other party would have no trace of me for the time being, so I could finally breathe a sigh of relief. Yunruoxi murmured to herself. During this period, her life was not easy. As a holy body in this world, she has received a lot of attention. In addition, if she wants to become stronger, she can only continue to fight and fight. Only through the watering of blood can a truly strong person be cultivated. Therefore, during this period of time, Yunruoxi competed with the geniuses of the human race, fought bloody battles with the creatures of the ancient race, and fought for nearly 1,000,000 miles in the boundless eastern wasteland, almost every day. Spend time in the battle. And the benefits brought by this are also immeasurable. The last time she arrived in Shenyang City, she was only at the beginning of the Shenqiao realm. Now, after some time, her realm has broken through nearly 2 realms. Great realm, reaching the peak of the celestial realm. Coupled with the horror of the holy body bloodline, Yunruoxi can win even if she fights a monk in the dragon transformation realm. It is precisely because her cultivation realm has been advancing so fast that it is as strong as a broken bamboo. Generally, it aroused the fear of some ancient tribes and sent many experts to surround and kill her, including many strong ones in the dragon transformation realm. However, in the face of the pursuit and interception of these ancient creatures, Yunruoxi fought all the way. Not only did the opponent not succeed, but Yunruoxi counterattacked and killed many people, causing quite a stir in the eastern wasteland. Fortunately, in the holy city that day, the peerless God King appeared and killed the group of powerful holy lords who attacked me, which made some real ancient strong men fearful and did not dare to attack me. Otherwise, my current situation might be even more difficult. Yunruoxi sighed with emotion. That day in Shenyang City, Jinmu appeared in the form of a white-clothed god king and killed many strong men, which really shocked many people. Even the strong men in the ancient clan were quite afraid. If you dare to take action yourself, you can only send the ancient creatures from the dragon transformation realm. This also gives Yunruoxi a chance to breathe and escape. If it is like last time, all those sent out are strong men from the immortal stage realm. Her situation it will undoubtedly be more difficult. During this time, Sister Lingxiu also stirred up quite a stir in the eastern wasteland and took a lot of pressure off of me. I wonder what is going on with her now. Yunruoxi's beautiful eyes showed a trace of longing. That day the 2 women met in Shenyang City. Because of the same beliefs and the fact that they both bear the inheritance of the strongest people in the past of the human race, there is a certain affinity between them. This indescribable feeling of closeness only took a short time to become good friends. Since the 2 separated, Ye Lingxiu has also stirred up quite a storm in the eastern wasteland. Compared to Yunruoxi, perhaps because of the inheritance of swallowing the sky, Ye Lingxiu killed obviously more ancient creatures. And because she needed to continuously devour various physiques to strengthen herself, the number of geniuses she killed was also quite impressive. This also caused some of the ancient clans to, her hatred for Ye Lingxiu was even greater than that of Yunruoxi. However, faced with the pursuit and interception of many powerful ancient tribes, Ye Lingxiu not only fought her way out, but also became stronger as she fought, causing quite a stir in the eastern barren territory. The sensation. I have to work hard, I can't let Sister Lingxiu be the prettiest. Yunruoxi calmed down for a moment, took out the ancient scroll that recorded the secret method of practicing the holy body, and studied it. Now, her cultivation has reached the peak of the celestial realm, and there is no next step of cultivation method in the ancient scroll. But Yunruoxi is still comprehending and pondering the previous ancient scrolls every day, hoping to get some enlightenment, take the next step, and walk her own path. However, this time when Yunruoxi unfolded the ancient scrolls in her hands, but he couldn't help but be startled. Because there was a brilliant light radiating from the ancient scroll, gorgeous and dazzling. What's going on? The ancient scroll is actually glowing. A look of surprise appeared on Yunruoxi's pretty face. The ancient scrolls had never seen such a vision before. She quickly cast her eyes on the ancient scrolls, trying to find out what caused this to happen in the ancient scrolls. Waiting for changes. Then, she saw it. It was the ancient mirror engraved on the last part of the ancient scroll. It was actually glowing. Before, Yunruoxi had studied the ancient mirror engraved on the back of the ancient scroll many times and felt that it was a great success. Holy Body must have a purpose for engraving this ancient mirror seal on the ancient scroll of Holy Body inheritance. But unfortunately, Yunruoxi has never studied anything from this ancient mirror. But now it is different. The ancient mirror engraved on the ancient scroll actually seemed to come alive, exuding brilliant brilliance. The ancient mirror was simple and majestic, with traces of lines appearing on it, and even printed with the sun, moon, stars, and rivers, and the chaos of the universe, as if he was explaining the mysteries of the heavens. And Yunruoxi had a vague guess in her heart that the ancient mirror seemed to have sensed something when it revived. She could feel that this ancient mirror seemed to be connected to something far away. Is resonating. What is it that can actually make this ancient mirror resonate? Yunruoxi was confused. However, even though she was confused, she still made a decisive decision and set off immediately, heading in the direction of the fluctuations with the ancient mirror. All the way. Moving forward, there was a hint of expectation in Yunruoxi's beautiful eyes. She had a hunch that the things behind this ancient mirror must be extremely extraordinary. Otherwise, it would not be inscribed in the inheritance of the holy body by the Dachan holy body. Above the ancient scrolls. Fantasy, I am the big boss behind the scenes. Author, Guanyun Taoist. Chapter 87. The Eastern Wasteland is the border of the human race guarded by the Ji clan. The vast wilderness, thousands of miles of red land, is endless as far as the eye can see. This is the border between the ancient tribe and the human race. There is a stretch of palaces located on the border between the two tribes. The palace is not gorgeous or grand, and it even looks a bit shabby, not even comparable to some slightly more powerful human sects. However, even in these buildings that are not grand and gorgeous, there are many monks coming and going. Their steps were steady, their expressions were resolute, and there was a powerful aura surging within their bodies, far beyond what ordinary monks could match. Behind these palaces are human towns, where many mortals live and live. When the mortal beings of the human race living here look at these buildings located on the boundary between the ancient race and the human race, their eyes will be filled with reverence. All this is just because the human monks living in this building have the same blood flowing in their bodies, and they all have a common surname, Ji. They are the Ji clan who guard the borders of the human race. Since God has given my Ji family such a powerful bloodline, it wants my Ji family to protect a human race. All the monks of our Ji family must guard the borders of the human race, and we must not allow any creature from the ancient race to cross this border line. Anyone of the Ji family bloodline who hides behind the mortal life of the human race will be deprived of the Ji surname and will no longer be members of our Ji family. This is the ancestral precept passed down by the ancestors of the Ji family. It has been unknown how many years it has been. And during these years, generations of monks from the Ji family have always followed this ancestral precept unswervingly and guarded the boundaries of the human race. Don't let any ancient creature cross this line even half a step. Generations of G family monks have used their own blood and lives to practice the G family's ancestral precepts, and no one has ever flinched back. The G family's ancestral land is located on the border of the human race. Is the best proof. They used their lives and blood to build the last line of defense for the human race here, always protecting the human race behind them. The G clan has strong blood, a long heritage, and there are endless masters in the clan. Logically speaking, if accumulated and developed from generation to generation, the G clan will definitely develop into one of the top powers among the human races in the eastern wasteland. However, the bloody battles with the ancient tribes for generations have consumed too much of their strength, and there are too many G clan. The ancestors shed their blood here and buried their bones here. This also resulted in the G clan's power not developing. However, in terms of prestige among the human races in the eastern wasteland, I am afraid that no force can compare with the G clan. In the ancestral land of the G clan, monks from the G clan were coming and going one after another, with hurried steps and solemn expressions on their faces, as if a storm was about to come. In the central ancient hall of the G clan, powerful G clan monks are gathering here, seemingly discussing something. An old man with gray hair on his temples, but full of energy, stood in the center of the ancient palace, looking at the G clan monks around him, with a solemn expression on his face. He is the clan leader of this generation of the G clan, Ji Dao Kang. I have called you here today because I have something important to tell you. Ji Dao Kang looked around, with a hint of sadness in his eyes. Ancestor Chang Qing summoned me not long ago and told me that his injuries could no longer be cured and he would die soon. What? Evergreen Patriarch? No, it's impossible. Evergreen Patriarch Gong Gong participated in creation, how could this happen? This. As soon as Ji Dao Kang said these words, he caused an uproar in the ancient palace. Many Ji clan monks looked sad, and even felt as if the sky was falling. Because, Patriarch Chang Qing is like a Dingai Shenzhen to the entire Ji clan. If he falls, many Ji clan monks will not even know how to resist the invasion of the ancient clan next. Ji Chang Qing, the only ancestor of the Ji clan who is still alive, has lived for nearly 6,000 years. Now the monks in the Ji family are basically his descendants. And Ji Chang Qing has the cultivation level of a saint and is the Dingai Shenzhen of the entire Ji family. In these thousands of years, it was precisely because of Ji Changqing's existence that he contained the ancient king who was invading the ancient tribe. The other monks of the Ji family were able to resist the invasion of the ancient tribe. If Ji Changqing dies, the ancient king will no longer have any control and may easily break through the Ji family's defense line. Damn it! Those ancient kings besieged the ancestor of Changqing. The ancestor was isolated and helpless, and it was difficult for him to defeat the four with his fists. Otherwise, how could it be like this? The eyes of an elder from the Ji family were red, and he couldn't help but clench his fists and said. Patriarch Changqing said that before he died, he would go out again, fight with his life, and fight with those ancient kings, trying to kill one or two more ancient kings to reduce the pressure on us. Ji Dao Kang said slowly. The top priority now is to make plans for the death of Patriarch Changqing. Over the years, the ancient clan has been trying to invade the borders of our human race and occupy more territory, but has been blocked by our Ji clan. Now that Patriarch Evergreen is about to pass away, this line of defense may not be able to hold on for long. Before that, we have to move all the mortals behind to a safe place and leave some seeds for our Ji clan for the future. Ji Dao Kang's voice was a little sad. He knew that most Ji clan monks would probably choose to stick to the border and fight to the death with the ancient clan. But as the head of the Ji family, he has to consider the entire clan and leave some young Ji family blood to pass on for future success. After listening to Ji Dao Kang's instructions, the atmosphere in the hall became tense. No one objected, because all the Ji clan monks knew that what Ji Dao Kang said was right. After instructing the Ji family on what to do next, Ji Daokang turned his eyes to another old man of the Ji clan standing next to him, and said in a solemn voice, Kongxian, I have to hand over the matter of protecting my Ji clan bloodline from leaving. Isu. By the way, the Void Stone must be preserved. It is the key to our Ji clan's ability to rise again in the future. We must not make any mistakes. The Void Stone is the treasure of the Ji clan. It can be said that for the Ji clan monks to possess such powerful strength, in addition to the power of their own blood, the Void Stone also plays an extremely important role. The Void Stone is a stone several meters high. I don't know which generation of Ji family ancestors got this huge stone, and it has been placed in the Ji family for unknown years. The stone contains the majestic power of the Void, which is in perfect harmony with the Ji family's bloodline. Ji family monks, in this piece practicing next to the boulder will not only improve your cultivation by leaps and bounds, but also activate your own bloodline and gain all kinds of magical bloodline powers. It can be said to be the treasure of the Ji family. Patriarch, don't worry, I will definitely protect the safety of the Void Stone and my Ji family's bloodline. Ji Kongxian nodded cautiously and said, Okay, everyone, please disperse and go do your own things. My Ji family. After finishing all the instructions, Ji Daokang's solemn look on his face lightened slightly, and he was about to give everyone a few words of encouragement before letting everyone disperse. Unexpectedly, at this moment, an unparalleled majestic force of void suddenly erupted and filled the entire ancient palace. Ji Daokang's face changed even more after he found out, because the place where the majestic power of the void spread was the Void Stone, the clan's treasure from the Ji family. At this moment, the Void Stone has changed from its usual tranquility, and is exuding extremely majestic power of the void, even faintly stimulating the blood in the bodies of everyone in the ancient palace, making everyone's blood boil. At the same time, a loud voice also sounded in the ears of everyone in the Ji clan. Human Saint Yun Ruoxi has come here for something important and wants to meet with the seniors of the Ji family. Fantasy, I am the big boss behind the scenes. Author, Guanyun Taoist. Chapter 88. The human holy body is visiting? Ji Daokang was startled, then showed doubts on his face. Although the Ji family has been guarding the borders of the human race for generations, during this period, the Eastern Barren Territory has been experiencing sudden turmoil, and the Ji family is naturally aware of it. Even after learning that the human race once had a great saint body and an ancient emperor in the world, many Ji clan monks were excited and encouraged by it. Ji Daokang has naturally heard of Yun Ruoxi's name. However, the Ji clan had no entanglement with this holy body before. Why did the other party come to our Ji clan? Although he was confused, Ji Daokang waved his hand decisively and ordered. I'm going to see this human race holy body. You go to the Void Stone to see what happened. Don't act rashly. Wait for Patriarch Evergreen to come and make a decision. Yes. Yes. Many Ji family monks accepted the order and left in a hurry. The Void Stone is related to the foundation of the Ji family, but now such a big change has suddenly occurred, which naturally affects the hearts of these Ji family monks. Holy body Yun Ruoxi pays homage to the head of the Ji family. Looking at the old man with slightly grey temples in front of her, Yun Ruoxi bowed respectfully. She had also heard of the name of the Ji family, but had never been able to see it. Now that we meet, the Ji family is the things that the humans of the eastern wasteland do deserve her courtesy. Haha, I wonder if the holy body came to my Ji's house, what's going on? Ji Daokang had a smile on his face, looking at Yun Ruoxi with very warm eyes. In a sense, the Ji clan and the holy body lineage are the guardians of the human race. Although Yun Ruoxi is only a junior, and has never been with Ji Daokang has met him before, but he can be called the hope of the future of the human race, so Ji Daokang has a natural affection for him. Master Ji, I came here today because I have something important to do. Yun Ruoxi said as she took out the ancient scroll of holy body inheritance. She didn't hide anything, but told Ji Daokang everything. The Ji clan has guarded the borders for the human race for generations, and everyone in the clan is a hero, upright, and Will Yun Ruoxi did not hesitate to tell the other party the secret of the holy scroll. Moreover, if she did not tell the truth, it would be difficult for the Ji clan to cooperate in tracing the source of the mutation in the ancient mirror on the ancient scroll. The Dachan holy body is left behind, and the source of the change is in my Ji family. After listening to Yun Ruoxi's narration, Ji Daokang was also shocked. He looked at the ancient mirror on the ancient scroll, and for some reason, he felt a throbbing feeling coming from his blood. I implore the master of the Ji family to work with me to trace the source of the vibration of the ancient mirror. This is left behind by the Dachan holy body, and it must contain a great secret. Yun Ruoxi pleaded. Okay, then you can trace the source of this mutation and see where it comes from. Ji Daokang only hesitated for a moment before making a decision to cooperate with Yun Ruoxi to investigate the source of the mutation. It is a matter of Dachan holy body and the human race, and Ji Daokang does not dare to neglect it. Thank you, Master Ji. Yun Ruoxi was overjoyed and quickly sensed the direction of the fluctuations in the ancient mirror, searching all the way to the depths of Ji's house. But in the end, when she stopped, Ji Daokang's face was full of surprise and surprise. Color. No other, because the source of the ancient mirror's aura fluctuations actually comes from the Ji family's clan treasure, the Void Stone. When Yun Ruoxi held the ancient scroll and came to the Void Stone, the ancient mirror on the ancient scroll emitted light. It became more and more gorgeous, and there was an inexplicable aura flowing on it. The Void Stone standing here was trembling violently, as if it was resonating with the ancient mirror, and it was extremely mysterious. The source of the fluctuations in the ancient mirror seems to come from this huge stone. I'm afraid it needs to be cut open to know. Yun Ruoxi looked at the huge stone in front of her that was as tall as a person, her voice slightly hesitant. Although she didn't know the secret of the Ji family Void Stone, she only saw that there were so many Ji family monks surrounding the huge stone at this moment. It is enough to know that this huge stone is extraordinary and is probably very important to the Ji family. Sure enough, when he heard that the huge stone needs to be cut open to witness the dawn, Ji Daokang's face suddenly showed hesitation. As for the other Ji family monks, his expression changed, and he was about to retort. The Void Stone is the foundation of the Ji family, how could it be cut open? However, just when many Ji family monks were about to retort, a man in white clothes suddenly appeared. The figure of the old man suddenly appeared in front of the Void Stone. This was an old man with white beard and hair, wearing a white robe, with vicissitudes in his eyes, but there was an inexplicable Taoist charm flowing around him. Seeing this old man who suddenly appeared, including Ji Daokang, the Ji family monk inside was suddenly startled and quickly saluted respectfully. Evergreen ancestor. This old man is none other than the ancestor of the Ji family, Ji Changqing. Ahem, cut it open. Ji Changqing spoke slowly and said to Ji Daokang. However, Patriarch Changqing. Ji Daokang looked troubled. Do we really want to cut the Void Stone open? This is the foundation of the Ji clan's establishment. Over the years, the Void Stone has played a vital role in the Ji family. If nothing is gained after cutting it open, wouldn't everything be in vain? This ancient stone fell from outside the territory and was found by an ancestor of my Ji family. Because it contains the power of the void, the ancestor brought it back to the Ji family. Ji Changqing said slowly. This ancient stone does not have such miraculous effects. It is because generations of ancestors of my Ji family have practiced and preached on it and attracted the laws of 10,000 ways to be contained in it, so it has all kinds of miraculous effects. Now this void stone can actually cause the ancient scrolls left by the Dachan holy body to move. I guess there really is something hidden in it, so I'll cut it open and take a look. Moreover, even without this void stone, our Ji clan would not be able to perish. As soon as Ji Changqing finished speaking, Ji Daokang didn't even have time to reply. There were several sneers in the sky and the earth suddenly. Haha, Ji Changqing, you are wrong. The day your Ji clan will perish is today. Ji Changqing, after today, you and the Ji family will become history. Ji Changqing, the feud that has lasted for thousands of years must be settled today. Along with this sneer, there were several waves of terrifying coercion that permeated the heaven and earth, suddenly rising around the Ji clan's ancestral land. A series of majestic Dharma bodies that covered the sky and the sun descended on the Ji clan's surroundings at the same time. Surrounded the entire Ji clan ancestral land. It's an ancient tribe. The Ji clan monks present felt the terrifying pressure that shocked the heavens and the earth, and their faces suddenly turned pale. No one thought that such a change would happen at this moment. Several ancient kings came at the same time to destroy Ji clan. It came so quickly. Ji Changqing's expression changed, and he obviously did not expect such a change. The four ancient kings have arrived together. You really think highly of my Ji family. Haha, I surrounded you a few days ago, and although you were seriously injured, you escaped using the Void Road. Although we know that you are not going to die soon, do you think we will give you time to breathe and fight back? An ancient king sneered. Your Ji family has caused so much blood to our clan. Today, it should be over. Hey, the human race's holy body is actually here, and it happened to be destroyed together, which solved the worry. Today, everyone in the Ji family will be killed without leaving anyone behind. A series of majestic thoughts echoed between heaven and earth, making everyone in the Ji family look pale and despair. This is a real death situation. However, at this moment, Ji Changqing's face became calm. He looked at many Ji clan monks, calm. He opened his mouth and said, I will turn into a Taoist and hold them for a while. You can take other tribesmen and try to escape. Only those who can escape will count. In the eastern wasteland, there are still a few saints alive in our human race. If they detect the aura here, they will definitely sense it as soon as possible and come back to rescue you. No. Ancestor Changqing, we won't leave, we will kill the enemy together with you, and we won't let the Teiku clan step even one step past my Ji family. The Ji family only has monks who died in battle, not cowards who escaped. Ancestor Changqing, we won't leave. Even if he dies, he must hold back these ancient kings for a while. Many Ji family monks are roaring. They clenched their fists and looked firmly. The Ji family has never had the habit of running away. Behind them, there are many human beings. If they run away, who can protect them? Even if they know that they are there, in front of the ancient king, even if they are as weak as ants, there is still no Ji family monk who chooses to retreat. Life and death are ordinary things. The Ji family will not retreat. However, facing the same hatred of many Ji family monks, the four ancient kings, but he laughed disdainfully. Haha, how dare the ants scream to the sky? Ants are just ants, and they want to stop the dragon. You can't escape even if you want to. With us here, who can escape? Facing the disdainful laughter of several princes and ancestors, Ji Changqing laughed loudly, with a strong momentum surging around his body, and his slightly rickety body became upright again. What ants? Do you know that the will of an ant can also shake the sky? Today I, Ji Changqing, must die. Before I die, how many ancient kings can I bring with me on the road? I look forward to it. Ji Changqing roared, raising his momentum to the peak, and even preparing to start burning his life potential. He knew that he would die in today's battle. But he just wanted to bring one or two ancient kings with him before he died. Let's hit the road together. My dear friend, I'm sorry, but something unexpected happened just after you came to Ji's house. I will try to hold them back later and help you leave. You are still young, so you should be left to be useful until you grow up in the future and become the pillar of our human race. Ji Changqing smiled gently at Yun Ruoxi, and then turned his attention to the void stone that had stood in Ji's family for thousands of years. Since our Ji family cannot escape the fate of annihilation today, there is no need for this void stone to continue to exist. Before dying, I was also a little curious about what was in this stone. After that, Ji Changqing slapped the void stone with his palm. He wanted to break the void stone to see what was inside. Click, as Ji Changqing's palm fell, the void stone cracked open, revealing a crack. Buzzing. An unimaginable change happened. A ray of light that was extremely bright suddenly shot out from the cracked gap on the void stone. It penetrated the sky and went straight into the 9 heavens. It seemed to penetrate all obstacles and reach the vast sky. Deep in the universe. It was a ray of flying immortal light that shot out from the void stone, penetrating the heaven and earth, almost eternity. And along with this flying immortal light, there was also an earth-shattering invincible fighting spirit. Invincible, the will of war tore the world apart, the void shattered, and chaos surged. Vaguely, there seemed to be a misty figure emerging, with an ancient mirror above its head, hanging down thousands of rays of fairy light, traveling against the long river of time, spanning millions of years. Came from eons ago and reappeared in the human world. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I am the big boss behind the scenes. Author, Guanyun Taoist. Chapter 89. What kind of figure is that? Chaos surged, and with the appearance of the flying fairy light, the body was even a little hazy. But it was just a faint shadow, but it still became the center of this world. The high-spirited fighting spirit burst out from his body, shaking the heaven and the earth, and rebelling against the 9 heavens. The gorgeous ancient mirror appeared above the head of the figure, with thousands of streams of light and billions of fairy lights tearing through the darkness and illuminating the entire sky. The ultimate peak. At this moment, the 4 ancient kings surrounding the Ji clan all changed their colors and their voices trembled. Their Dharma body, which stood tall and strong like a demon, was not enough to see in front of this phantom. It instantly shattered and revealed its true body. This was not because this figure was attacking them, but just a naturally permeating supreme pressure that suppressed all ways and everything, and the ancient king was no exception. Even their real bodies were trembling, making it difficult to control them. Because the fluctuations emanating from the body of that phantom were so terrifying, the fighting spirit shattered the sky. It is the invincible fighting spirit cultivated through a series of killings that shocked the ages. It carries the aura of iron blood and immortality, which is heart-stopping and terrifying. The mere ancient king is naturally no exception. And many Ji family monks who were closest to this phantom also felt this shocking fighting spirit that shook the ages. Their bodies were also trembling involuntarily, but unlike the 4 ancient kings, many Ji clan monks sensed a throbbing and call coming from the depths of their blood. It was as if the phantom in front of him was inseparably connected with their bloodline. Great Eucharist? No, it's even stronger than the Dachan holy body. Yun Ruoxi stared at the phantom, her beautiful eyes full of shock. At first, she thought that the phantom in front of her was the reappearance of the Dachan holy body millions of years ago. After all, the shadow above this phantom was that ancient mirror is the same as the ancient mirror painted and engraved on the holy body inheritance scroll. The inheritance scroll was given to her by the Dachan holy body, so Yun Ruoxi had such a guess. However, this speculation only continued. After a moment, she was overthrown. The phantom in front of her was different from the day when the great saint appeared. It did not bring throbbing in her blood. Moreover, the aura exuded by this phantom was vaguely stronger than the previous one. The Dachan holy body is even stronger and will definitely stand at the top of the legendary Ultimate Deo. If it's not the great holy body, who could it be? Could it be that our human race has another great emperor? Yun. Ruoxi guessed, feeling confused. But she was sure of one thing. Although the phantom in front of her was not the Dachan holy body, it must have some connection with the Dachan holy body. Otherwise, the Dachan holy body would not be in the holy body. This ancient mirror is engraved on the ancient scroll of inheritance. Yun Ruoxi was confused and shocked, but Ji Changqing was even more confused and shocked than she was at this moment. Because when this figure appeared, he even felt that the blood in his body was completely burned. It was the throbbing coming from the deepest part of his bloodline, cheering and jumping for joy. It seemed that he was facing the distant ancestor of the Ji family, making him have the urge to bow down and worship him. This phantom's who is the master? Why does it resonate so much with the blood of the Ji family? Feeling the majestic power of the void emanating from the body of the phantom and permeating the world, Ji Changqing suddenly had something in his heart that was difficult for him. A credible guess. Could it be that this phantom was a distant ancestor of my Ji family? The phantom appeared, shaking the heaven and earth, and all spirits were frightened. But he just stood there quietly, raising his head and looking like crossing the boundless galaxy, looking into the deepest part of the vast universe. It's not the real body, it's just a phantom formed by the independent condensation of the principles of heaven and earth. An ancient king trembled and gritted his teeth. That's right, this phantom has no consciousness, it is just the independent condensation of the laws of heaven and earth, and it will dissipate soon. Another ancient king spoke, with some rejoicing in his voice. They really didn't expect that when they came to besiege the Ji family today, they would encounter such a change. But fortunately, this phantom seemed to have no consciousness, it was just the laws of heaven and earth. It was condensed and would not pose any threat to them. However, even so, the appearance of this phantom shocked the four ancient kings, and they broke out in cold sweat. No matter, continue to open the void stone. Ji Changqing gritted his teeth and continued to shoot at the void stone. He also saw that the phantom in front of him was not conscious. It just appeared with the flying fairy light and was engraved with the laws of heaven and earth. As time went by, it was gradually becoming the haze and emptiness faded. But the appearance of this phantom was closely related to the void stone, and there must be other secrets hidden in it. He wanted to continue to open the void stone and witness all this. Boom! This time, Ji Changqing, and without holding back, he bombarded with all his strength. The void stone shattered in response, turned into powder, and dissipated between the sky and the earth. And as the void stone shattered, the phantom did not disappear, but became a little more solid. And one after another everyone present felt the gorgeous and dazzling red divine light, suddenly blooming from the place where the void stone shattered, shining in all directions. Phew! Indistinctly, there seemed to be the sound of phoenix chirping, resounding throughout the world. Ji Changqing resisted the stinging pain in his eyes and looked towards the place where the gorgeous divine light radiated. Immediately afterwards, his face was replaced by a look of deep shock. What? This is. Where the void stone shattered, red divine light shone brightly, and there was even a faint shadow of an immortal phoenix emerging in the void, circling and flying. And the end point of the divine light blooming turned out to be a broken piece of phoenix blood red gold. Phoenix blood red gold is one of the materials used to forge the ultimate weapon. It is extremely hard and cannot be destroyed. But now, there is actually a piece of phoenix blood red gold hidden in the void stone. The cut is uneven and there is terrifying divine energy flowing on it. It looks like the fragments left behind after a forged divine weapon was forcibly broken into pieces. What's even more astonishing is that this broken piece of phoenix blood red gold is actually stained with a trace of bright red blood. A trace of blood stained the fairy material, bright red and sad. And there is an unparalleled powerful wave emanating from that wisp of blood, which even covers the broken piece of phoenix blood red gold, making people tremble. What made the hearts of many G family monks beat wildly was that the wisp of blood seemed to contain a strange magic power, which resonated with the blood in their bodies, making them unable to help but kneel down. "Is it the blood of my G family ancestors?" Ji Daokang said with a trembling voice. "The pull and resonance between bloodlines is really too strong." Apart from this explanation, he couldn't even find any other possibility. Fantasy, I am the big boss behind the scenes. Author, Guanyun Taoist. Chapter 90. The blood of the ancestors was stained on a broken piece of Ji-Dao immortal gold. The expressions of many Ji-clan monks changed dramatically, and their hearts beat rapidly. If this is really true, no one can imagine what it means. The coercion that diffused from the blood was terrifying and boundless, definitely at the level of an ancient emperor. Could it be that the ancestor of the Ji family was an ancient emperor? He had experienced a bloody battle, and now a ray of emperor's blood was stained on the shattered Ji-Dao divine weapon? Were these phoenix blood-red gold fragments broken by this emperor-level powerhouse? Everyone in the Ji family was so shocked that they couldn't help themselves. The throbbing and resonance coming from the depths of the bloodline are impossible to fake. The phantom left behind by the Ji-Dao realm in front of me may really be the distant ancestor of the Ji family. You received shocking points at 33,121 from Ji Changqing. You receive shocking points at 9,092 from Ji Daokang. You receive shocking points at 7,667 from Ji Changkong. You receive from. Qin Mu stood aside, listening to the pleasant system prompts that kept ringing, with a smile on his lips. In a sense, the guesses of these Ji clan monks were not wrong. Because the Ji clan is the family chosen by Qin Mu to inherit the bloodline of the ancient emperor. Over the past thousands of years, the Ji family has guarded the frontier and protected the human race for generations, and their merits have been worthy of the inheritance of the bloodline of this great emperor. This void stone was indeed owned by the Ji family. But this piece of phoenix blood-red gold stained with the emperor's blood was put in by Qin Mu later. With Qin Mu's cultivation in the great sage realm, and using the heavenly escape and earth shadowless scripture to hide himself, no one in the Ji family could detect him. Later, Qin Mu activated the ancient mirror on the ancient scroll of holy body inheritance and made Yun Ruoxi find it. The ancient mirror resonated with the void stone, and this led to a series of things that happened next. However, the appearance of this piece of immortal gold stained with the emperor's blood was just the beginning. You know, in order to arrange the secret realm, Qin Mu almost exhausted all the shock points. How could the final result be so simple? The real fun is yet to come. Qin Mu looked up at the sky, his gaze seemed to penetrate the boundless sky and cast into the depths of the universe. Just now, a ray of flying fairy light shot out from the cracked void stone and disappeared into the depths of the universe. Before, Qin Mu had relied on the cultivation level of the great sage has traveled across the universe and made some arrangements in the depths of the starry sky. Now, those arrangements should have been activated by this flying fairy light, right? Calculating the time, it should be almost there. Qin Mu murmured to himself, looking towards the boundless sky with a hint of expectation. The real shock has just begun. The cold and silent depths of the universe. Endless coldness and silence are the only melody here. But at this moment, there was a shocking fairy light that cut through eternity, swept across the endless galaxy, and arrived here, illuminating the eternal darkness and the dead void. Buzz, the fairy light is blazing, shining in all directions, and something seems to be activated, causing the void here to tremble continuously. Boom! Suddenly, the boundless void shattered, and an ancient mirror appeared here. The ancient mirror is simple and grand, with the sun, moon, stars, and rivers engraved on it and the chaos of the universe. It rises and falls in the void, and the mirror body shines, as if it was awakened from a deep sleep by this fairy light and is reviving. Buzz! The ancient mirror trembled, as if trying to determine the direction in which this ray of fairy light was coming. After locking on the target, it let out a clang, pierced through eternity, penetrated the universe, and flew in the direction of the fairy light. The ancient mirror has not fully recovered. As it moves forward, it continues to absorb the majestic energy in the star field to replenish itself. The movement is simply too great, shaking the world. In the end, Gujing came to a vast continent. The mirror body rotated, as if determining its direction, and then it locked in one direction and fell suddenly. The void shook, and an ancient mirror fell from the sky, accompanied by streaks of extremely powerful imperial power, like an ancient universe falling down. That terrifying and majestic fluctuation instantly alarmed all the creatures on this continent. Eastern Barren Territory, Nanling Territory, Western Desert Territory, Northern Zhou Territory, and Zhongzhou Territory. At this moment, some powerful creatures in the 5 major domains felt this, and they all raised their heads to look in the direction where the ancient mirror fell, with shock and confusion in their eyes. Especially the creatures in the eastern wasteland feel it most clearly, because this ancient mirror fell towards the ground of the eastern wasteland. That majestic pressure poured down like a curtain from the sky, making many creatures in the eastern wasteland tremble with fear. What happened? Why is there the aura of Jida permeating the air? I saw an ancient mirror falling from the sky with the aura of Jidao. It's a supreme divine weapon. Came from outside the territory and landed in the eastern wasteland. Which clan's ultimate imperial soldier is this? Never heard of that. The ancient emperor in the history of all races has never used an ancient mirror as his weapon. This ancient mirror has never appeared before, and it probably has a much longer history. When the ancient mirror fell, it instantly caused a sensation in the entire eastern wasteland. A series of ancient and powerful divine thoughts collided in the void. A supreme divine weapon fell from the sky, and it seemed to be an ownerless thing. At this moment, all the ancient royal families in the entire eastern wasteland were excited and wanted to rush to the direction where the ancient mirror fell. It seemed that they wanted to try to see if there was a chance to snatch this ancient mirror. A complete Jidao. Divine weapon. It's enough to drive any strong man in the world crazy. Countless ancient and powerful divine thoughts rose up around the Ji clan. They were the thoughts of ancient kings, and they followed the falling ancient mirror. The breath is coming here. Because the place where the ancient mirror fell is within the Ji clan. Is it the weapon of our ancestors? Ji Changqing's voice trembled as he looked at the ancient mirror that fell from the sky and was wrapped in the aura of the Jida. In the sky above the Ji family, an ancient mirror floated and floated. It was hazy, shrouded under the threads of chaotic mist, and wisps of the emperor's power of the Jida fell down. Everyone present was frightened. And the next scene was beyond everyone's expectations. The ancient mirror was shining, causing the blood of all the Ji clan monks to roar. The divine weapon has a spirit, and the god's mansion seemed to be detecting and sensing something. After a moment, the ancient mirror began to buzz and tremble on its own, as if it was angry. A bunch of blazing beams of light shot out from the mirror, towards where the 4 ancient kings were. The ground, falling vertically. No. The supreme human emperor, have mercy on me. Save me, I don't want to. At this moment, the 4 ancient kings were stunned and terrified. They were begging for mercy, resisting, and struggling. But everything they did was so pale and powerless in front of the 4 falling beams of light. 4 beams of light fell down, and each one was majestic, as if billions of stars in the universe had gathered together and turned into this beam of light, which seemed to be able to penetrate the entire world. Such terrifying fluctuations shattered the space wherever the light beam passed, turning it into boundless chaos. The beam of light fell and shone on the 4 ancient kings, causing their roars and begging for mercy to come to an abrupt end. Because their souls and bodies were completely melted away by the terrifying beam of light falling straight from the sky in an instant. Like snow under the scorching sun, it disappeared without a sound. The ancient mirror showed its power and dropped 4 rays of destruction, killing 4 ancient kings in an instant. Part of the chaotic mist surrounding the mirror also dissipated. It was only then that the G-clan monks saw the true appearance of this ancient mirror. On the ancient mirror, the patterns of heaven and earth gathered together, seeming to condense into 2 ancient fonts. Void. Void mirror. This is the real name of this G-Dao ancient mirror.